To the special simulcast, the Neil Haley Show and celebrity interviews live from the Grotto with Greg Hanna. Greg, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Neil, but I'm really excited to talk to one of my favorite gentlemen, rock stars from when I was growing up, Mr. Casey from Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Hi there,
How are
guys.
you?
How are you?
Hi, Casey. So, what? It's got to feel unbelievable, to get out there and talk about these things again. Your music just lives on and on, doesn't it?
It's been pretty interesting ride, yes, for sure.
All right, Greg, go to your first question.
That's fantastic, Neil. Did you send me a list? Because the first question I was going
Yeah,
to ask is, how did you even get involved with music to begin with?
I grew up in a musical family. My mother and her sisters did radio commercials and stuff, and I had cousins that were some of them were doing gospel records, and some doing some other other music. And I've just been always around music my whole life. My whole family, everywhere we went, everyone had a piano in their home or whatever, and everyone would gather around the piano and there'd be singing and dancing, and it was just something natural for me. So I was never without music going through my head.
yeah, absolutely. And it's something where did you ever think you'd be where you are today from when you were doing this, the first
Um,
starting in music?
it's interesting because I had this kind of premonition my whole life that this is what I was going to do, a very strong one. I had no idea how I was going to get there, but there was never any doubt in my mind that this is what I was going to be doing.
Exactly. And that music, Greg, it just lives with us, doesn't it?
It really does. Casey, do you have like a favorite memory from, let's say, when you first got started that you want to share with us?
I mean, I don't know. Um, I got a job at a record store, and then I realized that there was music being made right here, within 20 minutes from where I lived. And one of my there was an artist by the name of Steve Alamo, who at the time used to host Dick Clark's Where the Action Is. And he also had a lot of records out, and he was from the Miami area, and I had no idea about that part of it or whatever. And then, to finally kind of meet him and to be around this company that was putting out records was just pretty amazing. I mean, it's just a lot of fond memories of it. Henry Stone became like my my mentor and like a father to me. And I did anything to learn whatever I could while I was there. From publicity to learn to, and I would be hanging out and I would be bored, so I would, take trash out. I would, if Henry wanted some bourbon or whatever, I'd run to the liquor store for him and get it, or I'd drive him somewhere. And I just did everything. I wasn't sure which direction I was going to be headed in, and I just, you know, put myself into every situation I can, from sales to marketing to publicity to doing sessions to doing it all. I mean, just learning it all as much as I could take in.
When you talk about, sales and marketing, how much is that important, especially in at your time, to make sure that your music would be played on the air?
Well, I mean, it was a whole different ball game back then. I mean, Henry had a certain way of doing things. I mean, and I'm sure it was done with every label. He would print up 100 copies of something, get it on some of the local stations, and if it started making noise, put it on a couple other stations, and print up more records. And you kind of knew if you had something going, if people were going into the store and asking for the record, because sometimes you have songs that are just called radio hits, and a radio hit doesn't sell, but everybody wants to hear it. And then there's the one that's actually they want to hear and they buy. And so he had this kind of thing that he had set up, this network of some stations or whatever, and he'd print up these records and make sure they were all in the mom and pop stores. And that's how he would, you know, release songs and go about, marketing them at that time.
Your single "Love That Goes Up and Down."
Yeah.
You had that in a film back in '86. I think it
Yes.
was like Knights of the City or something like that.
Right.
What what made now like the right moment to put it out again?
Well, I mean, I've been working with my musical director, and we recorded a song last year called "In the Back of My Cadillac." And I was just looking for some other stuff to record on him or whatever. And this song kind of popped into my head. And, when I went to listen to it, it was like, wow, this would be perfect for him. So I gave it to him and said, hey, you know, put a track together and let's get your voice on this. And he did all that. And here we are.
It was one reason why you're releasing this is because your music's just lives on, and then also I guess
Well, I mean, I've been releasing some dance records over the last 5, 6, 7 years, whatever. I went in the studio since in 2012. It's like I came out of some creative coma or whatever. Started writing again and putting music together. I have over 56 songs in a can right now, and I've been releasing some of those as dance records, just putting it out there. And so this is just one of those things that you know, I mean, we put out the first record and it did okay, and so this is just kind of follow up to that one. And I mean, I'm just putting things out. I mean, if they make noise, in some places. It's not like I don't need to do it again, but it's fun, and I enjoy it, and it's still happening in my head and everything else. So why not put them out?
Wow. So this is your 50th anniversary this year, isn't it, Casey?
Oh, it's more than no, it's 50th was 2023. Wait,
Wow.
so we started in 1973, so I'm not sure what year that would be for 50. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So
I
I
think
was
we're going,
born
I
in
think we're going on 52
1973.
or 53 now.
So I was born in 1973, so it'd be 53 years. So
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
53 years old.
There
So
you go.
1973, January 7th, 1973, I was born. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, while Neil
You
was
were
in the
born in
crib, I was
January?
11 rocking out to you guys.
You say you were born in January?
Yeah, January 7th. Yes.
Okay, I'm the 31st.
Okay. Okay.
Are you twins? You related?
Yeah. I have a lot of my nephew's the 11th. My grandmother was the first. My mother was the 14th. I had aunts the 16th and 18th. My great nephew's the 25th. So
Wow. So Greg, you basically the music lives on forever. What do you think, Casey, is your favorite song you ever done?
wow, I don't know. I mean, definitely Get Down Tonight was
Oh
a
yeah.
fun one, and Please Don't Go for sure. I mean, they all had a special meaning for them, and there's probably some that were never released as singles that I like a lot also that are very personal to me. So I mean that's always a hard one to say. It's because it's like, how do you like if you have 7 kids or 4, whatever, that's my favorite one. Well,
Just
Wow.
when the other six can't hear you, that's all.
right, exactly.
That's amazing. Fantastic. So you've had your songs in films like Forrest Gump and 200 commercials or more. And what other films were you in, do you think?
Oh, golly, we've been in over like 50 or 60 films, maybe even more than
Wow.
that. I mean, I can't remember all the names of them.
Yeah, no.
Um, I mean, my mind's just blank on that right now.
Did you get to cameo in any of them or?
Um, no, I just cameoed in that one Nights of the City with Love Goes
Yeah.
Up and Down. But no, I've never, I think that was it. Uh,
Interesting. And I think that the thing that makes music what it does is you remember a song based on an experience in your life.
yeah,
I was bouncing, my first bouncing experience was in a disco club. I wasn't even 21 yet. And so basically, I wasn't allowed to go over to the bar side on the other side when I was a bouncer. And I remember just how many people were into disco. And I'm like, what is this? Because again, born another generation, 10
right.
years before. And everyone said disco was dead and that music was dead. Why do they say that for that certain time? Then it just took off again.
Because I don't think it was ever dead. I think the name was dead. And there was this whole thing that happened in Chicago, and I think everybody thought it happened all over the world. It only happened in one place. and it got this huge amount of media attention, and everyone, and it's so interesting because I mean you can't be more dance than Madonna was. I mean the 80s was so dance, it's crazy. And then look where we are now. I mean, the clubs hold 5 and 6, 7,000 people. They have these huge DJ things, ultra festivals and stuff now, and the DJs are making $1 million or more a show. I mean, it's definitely not dead. I mean, every Bruno Mars record, Justin Timberlake, Rihanna, Lizzo. I mean, the whole list goes on and on of dance records that keep coming out. If you want, um, I just think, a word disappeared. I mean, I know Donna Summer and I were a little on the fence about that for a while, and but yeah, I mean, why it got this negative uh, thing, I have no idea, unless it just was negative because of the media thing that happened in Chicago, and then when they burned all the supposedly the records or whatever.
Isn't that
Mm.
crazy? That's what it was. And then there were so many people that loved it. That's
Yeah.
go figure. And they were able to do those trends and say
And
music
people
would
didn't
die.
stop loving it. It's like, I, did they make it go underground for a moment? I don't think so. I mean, it just, the impact of it for me was great. I mean, the clubs got bigger, they got better, and the songs kept coming. They just renamed it New Wave or whatever that was, that in the beginning of the 80s, I
Wow.
mean, it just
Wow.
became
Wow.
more electronical for sure. Electronic.
Yeah. So you're still playing like what, over 100 shows worldwide?
I do about 60 to 70 a year. We just
Wow.
got back from Chile yesterday. I had 2 shows there, and it was just amazing. I mean, we're huge down there, and it was just crazy. The audience was just wonderful. The moment was just always memorable. And we head to Massachusetts this weekend, to Boston to go to Hampton Beach Casino, South Shore Music Tent, and Cohasset Music Tent. They're all three sold out. So I mean, just we're all over the place, and it's a fun time. I don't have any. Uh, I can enjoy it now. I'm not under any pressures to do
Mm.
anything.
Yeah. What do you love most about doing a live show? I've always
That's
curious.
that's my one connection. And to be with, thousands of people, or, and just to, see happiness and people singing and dancing and having a great time and being a part of that is just so amazing. It's just such a great feeling. And, it's my one connection. The fans have a much larger connection with us because they, from articles and every TV and everything else they've seen us, they know all about us, and we have no connection to the fans until we get on the stage. And that's what makes it magical for us, I believe.
No, I think it definitely makes it magical and nothing about performing live. And that's what you have to do as an artist, don't you,
Yeah.
Casey, is go out and perform live
Yeah.
and so many aspects. And thank you again for coming on the show. If
Oh,
you're
thank you.
where
Thank you.
you just meaning taking the time, especially where you were yesterday. And now
Right.
you're up and on the show, on the Neil Haley show, and also celebrity interviews live from the Grotto. Well, Greg has this final question he asks all our celebrities. Go ahead, Greg, with your
Okay.
question.
I'm excited to ask you this, Casey. Being that, as I said, I'm a huge fan. I while he was in diapers, I was listening to you at 11. So uh, anyway, Casey, thank you so much. Let me ask you this. I can't wait to hear your response. What do you feel is the most important thing in life you've ever learned?
That I've ever learned. Wow. I was really raised to be very independent. I think the most important thing, and I always tell everyone when they ask me, is to follow your heart and to immerse yourself into something you love, as far as working, and then you'll be happy. Um, too many people, I think, study one thing and then they do something else and they're not happy. Like, why did you study this and you didn't go through with it? And just have patience, be humble, and be kind to people.
Thank you. Awesome.
All right, Casey, the best thing
Thank
your
you.
tour schedule. We can check out your tour schedule and
Yes.
also your single. What's best place to go?
Love Goes Up and Down is available on all your digital, Amazon, Spotify, iTunes, wherever music is played. It's available there, and uh, yeah,
Awesome. Perfect. And
thank you.
everyone check out your touring schedule and all that. And we appreciate
And
you
we're
coming by.
also we
Yeah.
just premiered our musical in London last year, and we're going for a rewrite now. I'm actually meeting with the new writers at the end of this month to bring it to the States, and I'm very excited about it. It's not about Casey and the Sunshine Band, but it's about part of my life, and it's called Get Down Tonight, and it's
All right.
it's very good.
We'll have to have you back on when that happens. Appreciate it,
Yes.
Casey. Thanks
Thank you
again.
very much,
All
guys.
right.
Have a
You're
Thank
good
you.
welcome.
day.
Take
All right.
care.
That
Bye.
was the special simulcast, the Neil Hay Show and Celebrity Interviews live from the Grotto with Greg Hanna. Guys, take care.